Listen, Aries. September 2025 is set to unveil one of the most breathtaking celestial events of the decade, a rare blood moon eclipse. Picture the night sky bathed in deep crimson, the atmosphere charged with mystery, as if time itself pauses while the moon glows red. For Aries, the trailblazer of the zodiac, this won't just be another astronomical wonder. It will be a cosmic turning point, a doorway to transformation that could shift destiny in profound and life-changing ways. Are you ready to embrace it? And before we dive deeper, tell me in the comments, what's your zodiac sign? If you're an Aries, I'd love to know how you're preparing for this powerful moment. If you find this video informative, make sure to subscribe my Futures Copy channel and hit the like button so you never miss more astrology content that helps you decode the secrets of the stars. Now, let's begin. Have you ever noticed how the sky has always held a strange power over us, almost as if it whispers secrets about the future? Since the dawn of time, humanity has looked upward in awe, fear, and curiosity, especially during eclipses. These rare cosmic events have never been taken lightly. Ancient civilizations treated them as sacred omens, believing they were messages from the gods themselves. Kings and rulers trembled under their glow, convinced an eclipse could signal the fall of an empire, the death of a leader, or the rise of a new power waiting in the shadows. Even the most powerful warriors and emperors would pause, humbled by the sight of the moon, darkened or bathed in red, because they knew an eclipse symbolized change beyond human control. Astrologers, mystics, and stargazers across different cultures, from the meticulous Babylonians, who recorded celestial movements with astonishing accuracy, to the wise Mayans who linked eclipses to cycles of life and death, saw these events as cosmic milestones. They believed eclipses were not just random shadows crossing the sky, but turning points in history, gateways that ended old chapters and opened new ones. To them, the blood moon was a sign of deep transformation, endings that brought renewal, closures that led to beginnings, and truths that were no longer hidden but revealed in full clarity. It was as if the heavens themselves were pulling back a curtain to show humanity what had always been there, but unseen. Fast forward to September 2025, and once again the universe will stage this breathtaking phenomenon. A blood moon will rise, glowing with a haunting crimson light that no one on Earth can ignore. But for Aries, this isn't just a beautiful sight to admire in the night sky. This eclipse aligns directly with the fiery energy of Aries, the very first sign of the zodiac, the fearless pioneer and warrior spirit of astrology. For Aries natives, this celestial alignment isn't happening out there among the stars. It's happening within them. They will feel it as an inner pull, an awakening that stirs their emotions, their ambitions, and their very sense of purpose. It won't feel like just another eclipse. It will feel like the universe knocking at their soul, saying, "It's time to rise, it's time to transform." And here's the fascinating part. While others may watch the eclipse as an external spectacle, Aries will experience it as a personal journey. This blood moon will resonate in their hearts, in their choices, and in the path they take toward destiny. It will be the mirror they can't look away from, reflecting not only who they are, but also who they are meant to become. The energy will be so potent that ignoring it will feel almost impossible. And that's where the true power of this eclipse lies, not in the way it changes the world around Aries, but in the way it changes Aries from the inside out. Now, let's take a closer look at why this blood moon eclipse is so critical for Aries. Because this isn't just another passing astrological event, it's a turning point. Aries, as the first sign of the zodiac, is ruled by Mars, the planet of energy, action, and sheer determination. Mars is the cosmic warrior, the planet that drives courage, ambition, and that burning inner fire that refuses to quit. That's why Aries natives are often described as bold, fearless, and impulsive. They're the ones who dive headfirst into challenges, who would rather try and fail than sit back and wonder what might have been. For Aries, movement is life itself. Standing still feels unnatural, almost unbearable. They thrive on progress, adventure, and chasing the next big thing. But an eclipse brings a very different kind of energy. It is the universe's way of saying, pause. It's as though the cosmos steps in, placing a giant cosmic hand on Aries' shoulder, whispering, you need to slow down, reflect, reconsider where you're heading. And for Aries, this is no easy task. Imagine telling a race car, roaring at full speed, to slam on the brakes in the middle of the track. The engine resists, the tires screech, and everything in its nature fights against stopping. That's exactly how Aries feels under the heavy, reflective energy of an eclipse. But the universe insists, because sometimes stopping is not a setback, it's a redirection. And this is where the true power of the September 2025 blood moon lies for Aries. It's not about stripping away their fire or silencing their ambition. Instead, it's about helping them recognize where their energy has been wasted, where their battles have drained them instead of lifting them higher. Aries often charges forward into conflicts simply because they can. They want to prove their strength, their worth, or their independence. But not every hill is worth climbing, and not every war deserves a warrior. Under this eclipse, Aries will be asked to step back and evaluate. Is this fight truly mine? Is this dream still aligned with who I am today? Is this relationship supporting my growth? Or is it holding me back? This pause, though uncomfortable, will be deeply revealing. For many Aries, it may uncover truths they've long ignored. A relationship that seemed passionate might actually feel draining once the eclipse strips away the illusion. A career path they've been sprinting down could suddenly feel hollow, as if the end goal no longer excites them. Even long-cherished dreams may be exposed as outdated, tied to an old version of themselves rather than who they've become. And while that realization may sting, it also brings freedom. Because when Aries learns to stop fighting for battles that no longer matter, they free their energy to fight for what truly does. Think of this eclipse as a cosmic mirror held up to Aries' life. It doesn't just reflect who they are. It reveals who they are meant to become. It shows them where they've been running in circles, chasing goals that drain their fire instead of fueling it. And by forcing them to pause, it gives them the clarity to choose a new direction, one that aligns with their higher purpose. The irony is that while Aries hates stopping, it is in this very pause that they will find their greatest power. The September 2025 eclipse will not be just a single night of celestial wonder that comes and goes. Its influence will stretch far beyond the moment the moon turns crimson. In astrology, eclipses are like earthquakes in the sky. The ground shifts, cracks open, and things rearrange. Even after the shaking stops, the after effects are felt for weeks, months, and sometimes years. This blood moon eclipse will work the same way. Its energy will ripple like waves across the ocean of Aries' life, gradually touching every part of their existence until the changes it demands can no longer be denied. What begins in one night will unfold like chapters in a story, each revealing a little more about what must end and what must begin. Astrologically, this eclipse is even more significant because it is tied to the lunar nodes, also known as the nodes of destiny. These points in the sky aren't physical planets, but they represent where fate and free will meet, where your soul's past collides with your future potential. When an eclipse activates these nodes, it's not just about surface-level emotions or temporary disruptions. It's about karmic lessons, the kinds of experiences your soul came into this life to face, grow through, and evolve from. These moments feel bigger, weightier, as though the universe is reminding you that there are certain roads you cannot avoid walking. For Aries, this means they're not simply navigating ordinary ups and downs. They're standing at the crossroads of destiny. The blood moon will pull their attention toward the deepest, most transformative themes of life: love, growth, endings, beginnings, and the choices that define who they are becoming. It's as though the eclipse takes a cosmic spotlight and shines it directly onto the areas Aries has been ignoring or postponing. Relationships that have cracks will show those cracks more clearly. Career paths that no longer serve their ambition will suddenly feel suffocating. Financial habits that once felt manageable will demand change whether Aries is ready or not. And spiritually, the questions they've been too busy to ask will rise to the surface, refusing to be silenced. This is not a gentle whisper. It is a knock at the door, loud and undeniable. If Aries has been avoiding change, pretending that things are fine, or clinging to situations out of fear or stubbornness, the blood moon will bring that change right to their doorstep. It won't wait for them to feel ready, because destiny rarely waits. Instead, it sweeps in like a tide, removing what no longer belongs, and opening space for something new to enter. The process may feel overwhelming, even uncomfortable, but the purpose is always growth. And Aries, with their innate courage and fiery spirit, is more equipped than any other sign to rise from these shifts stronger, wiser, and ready to embrace the next chapter of their journey. Let's talk relationships first, because love and connections will be at the very heart of this eclipse for Aries. For many Aries, this blood moon will act like a cosmic spotlight, illuminating every hidden corner of your relationships and making it impossible to ignore what's been buried beneath the surface. In romantic partnerships, expect a wave of revelations. Secrets that have been carefully tucked away could suddenly rise to the surface, whether they come from you or your partner. Unspoken truths, little lies, or even suppressed feelings will no longer stay hidden in the shadows. The energy of this eclipse makes authenticity a non-negotiable. If you've been holding on to a relationship that has been draining your spirit, the blood moon will expose every crack in its foundation, urging you to finally face what you've been avoiding. Do you heal the wounds together, or is it time to walk away? But it isn't all about endings. For Aries who are in relationships built on honesty, respect, and mutual growth, this eclipse could feel like a powerful rebirth. Conversations may become deeper, intimacy may grow stronger, and you may feel as though you and your partner are stepping onto a new chapter together. This could be the period where you decide to commit on a higher level, whether that means moving in together, planning a marriage, or simply strengthening your emotional bond in ways that feel more permanent. Beyond romance, friendships will also fall under the eclipse's scrutiny. If you've been surrounding yourself with people who take more than they give, or who bring negativity into your life, you may suddenly find yourself with the courage to cut those ties. This is the universe's way of helping you create space for people who truly align with your energy and values. On the other hand, you may also find long-lost connections resurfacing. A friend you haven't spoken to in years might suddenly reappear, and the blood moon's energy can reopen doors that were once shut. Family ties, too, will be highlighted. Old conflicts could resurface, not to stir chaos, but to finally find closure. You may feel pulled to heal generational wounds, to have difficult but liberating conversations, or to set firmer boundaries that protect your peace. For some Aries, this eclipse could mark a reconciliation that brings relief after years of tension. while for others, it could mark the moment of release, where you no longer feel obligated to maintain relationships that don't nurture your soul. The common thread through all of this is authenticity. The blood moon does not allow facades, half-truths, or relationships built on shaky ground to survive. It demands that you be real with yourself and with others. Whether it brings endings, new beginnings, or deeper bonds, the message is the same. Only the relationships rooted in truth will thrive. Now, let's shift to career and finances. Two areas where Aries is destined to feel the most dramatic shifts under this September 2025 Blood Moon Eclipse. Aries, by nature, is ambitious, driven, and always looking for the next mountain to climb. You thrive on progress, challenge, and the recognition that comes when your efforts finally pay off. This eclipse, however, will stir the pot in ways you might not expect. It could bring sudden changes, opportunities that appear out of nowhere, or endings that feel abrupt and jarring. Imagine working hard on a project only to find out it's being cancelled, or suddenly hearing news of restructuring at your workplace. At first, this might feel like a setback, even a personal failure. But in reality, eclipses are cosmic course correctors. They remove what is no longer aligned with your path so that something greater can take its place. What ends now is only clearing the stage for something more powerful, more authentic, and more aligned with your soul's purpose. For some Aries, this may mean stepping away from a job that has become stagnant or suffocating. If you've been clinging to a position out of fear of instability, the eclipse energy could push you out of your comfort zone, urging you to seek something more fulfilling. On the flip side, those who have been actively preparing for change, polishing skills, networking, or brainstorming new business ideas may find that the universe hands them the exact opportunity they've been waiting for. A surprise promotion, a breakthrough in a passion project, or even the courage to launch your own business could all manifest under this lunar energy. Think of it as a reset button for your professional life, forcing you to examine whether what you're doing now truly honors who you are and what you're capable of. Financially, the message of this eclipse is clear: redirection. If your income has been coming from sources that are unstable, inconsistent, or draining, the cracks will show. Some Aries may face sudden expenses or realize that the way they've been managing money isn't sustainable long-term. Instead of panicking, use this as a wake-up call to create a stronger, more reliable financial foundation. This could mean finding new income streams, restructuring debt, or cutting ties with financial habits that don't serve you. But here's the beautiful twist: where old doors close, new ones open. Many Aries will stumble upon fresh opportunities for wealth creation, whether it's through entrepreneurship, creative pursuits, or even investments that suddenly start to grow. You may discover talents you've overlooked or passions you can monetize in ways you never considered before. Above all, remember this: the universe never takes without giving back. Every ending is simply the opening scene to a new chapter, and every loss is followed by an opportunity to gain something greater. The Blood Moon Eclipse is reminding Aries that money and career aren't just about survival. They're about alignment. When you step into work that resonates with your heart and soul, abundance flows naturally. So instead of resisting change, lean into it. Trust that what leaves your life now is making space for success that is not only more stable, but also deeply meaningful. This isn't just about building wealth. It's about building a life that feels rich in every sense of the word. Spiritually, this eclipse will act like a cosmic reset button, one that Aries can't simply ignore. Normally, Aries is known for charging ahead, always focused on the next challenge or adventure. But under the glow of the blood moon, even the boldest rams will feel the urge to slow down, pause, and look within. This may feel foreign at first. After all, Aries thrives on movement and momentum. But the eclipse energy will make inner reflection unavoidable. Practices like meditation, journaling, or even something as simple as sitting under the vast night sky and watching the moon can unlock incredible realizations. Some Aries may find themselves drawn to spiritual practices they've never tried before: yoga, energy healing, sound baths, or breath work, as the universe gently nudges them toward deeper self-discovery. As the eclipse unfolds, many Aries will begin to notice repeating cycles in their lives, almost like karmic loops they've been unconsciously running through over and over again. These patterns may show up in relationships, career choices, or even in the way they handle setbacks and success. For example, an Aries who constantly feels unappreciated at work may finally realize that the issue isn't just with others. It's tied to their own need for external validation. Or an Aries who finds themselves repeatedly attracting emotionally unavailable partners might finally connect the dots and understand the deeper lesson behind it. The blood moon's energy will act as a spotlight, illuminating these cycles with clarity that can no longer be ignored. This period of recognition may feel heavy at first. Breaking free from cycles is rarely comfortable because it forces Aries to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and the ways they've been resisting growth. Yet, this discomfort is exactly what makes the transformation so powerful. It's almost as though the universe is saying, "You've repeated this test enough times. Now it's time to graduate." And while graduation always comes with a bittersweet mix of endings and beginnings, it also comes with empowerment and freedom. Aries who embrace this energy will finally step out of old karmic ruts and into new paths that honor their true soul purpose. Of course, such spiritual breakthroughs can stir up raw emotions. Some Aries may feel wounded, vulnerable, or even lost during this process. But these feelings are not setbacks, they're invitations. There's an old Rumi quote that perfectly captures the essence of this eclipse: "The wound is the place where the light enters you." And that is exactly what the blood moon will do. It will crack open the places Aries has been guarding the most tightly, allowing healing, wisdom, and divine light to pour in. What once felt like a painful rupture will, in time, reveal itself as the very doorway to strength and renewal. By leaning into this spiritual reset instead of resisting it, Aries can come out of this eclipse season more aligned, more awakened, and more powerful than ever before. The emotions around this time will be intense. Aries may feel restless, impatient, or even anxious. The natural instinct will be to react quickly, to fix things immediately. But the true lesson of this eclipse is patience. Aries must learn to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Those who embrace this will notice miracles unfolding. Opportunities that once felt out of reach will suddenly appear. Paths that once seemed blocked will open. It's as if the universe is rewarding Aries for their willingness to slow down and trust. Because eclipses can feel heavy. You know how Aries always wants to be in control, leading the charge? Well, during this blood moon, it's like the universe hands Aries the remote control and then takes out the batteries. No matter how many times you press the buttons, nothing changes until you learn patience. It's frustrating, but it's also a powerful reminder that not everything is in our control. And sometimes that's exactly how it should be. As the eclipse energy unfolds, Aries will find themselves at a crossroads. One path leads to clinging to the old, relationships, jobs, habits that no longer serve them. The other path, though scarier, leads to growth, renewal, and a destiny more aligned with their soul's purpose. And the truth is, Aries has always been a pioneer. Deep down, they crave new adventures, even if they resist change at first. This eclipse will push them to take that leap, to trust their instincts, and to step into a new chapter of life. By the time the crimson glow fades from the sky, Aries will not be the same. They will be stronger, wiser, and more connected to their true selves. The September 2025 Blood Moon Eclipse is not about destruction. It's about transformation. It's about clearing away the illusions and leaving behind what no longer fits. Aries will come out of this cosmic storm ready to embrace a future that is brighter, truer, and more powerful than ever before. So, if you're an Aries, or if you have Aries friends or loved ones, remember this: the blood moon is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Stand beneath its light, let it reveal the truths you've been avoiding, and trust that the universe is guiding you exactly where you need to go. After all, destiny cannot be avoided, but it can be embraced with courage, and that is something Aries has in abundance.